Well, great. Welcome, everyone. My name is Terry Benzia. I work with Roseboro Travel, and I'm excited tonight. We are going to be discussing our 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise that's happening April of 2023. And we have with us tonight Chris Cardena, and he is a regional sales manager with Norwegian Cruise Line, or NCL. And I'm very excited to hear his presentation, what he has for us, and we're excited about this cruise. I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Chris.
Awesome, thank you. And as I'm going through it, in case someone pops in, hopefully you can click to let them in, because I don't know if I will.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, awesome. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining. My name is Chris Cardena, and RSM, Regional Sales Manager with Norwegian. And it's my pleasure to be with you tonight to talk a little bit about our brand. And of course, the beautiful Norwegian Escape, which is selected to host Terry and Friends fun group for next year, April of 2023. So I've got just a little quick agenda. I'm going to talk about our brand, about NCL, the onboard experience, of course, the ship itself. We'll do kind of like a little virtual walkthrough, and then some special offers. Plus, we'll leave some time for some Q&A at the end. But I'm coming to you live from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I take it most in this group are probably from Florida or nearby. So welcome. And I'm just curious, with a quick show of hands, has anybody here sailed on NCL before, or are we our first time NCL cruisers? No, I see some heads shaking. We got one. We got a Laura Lee has sailed with us. Great. Well, welcome back. And yes, I hope you will find this informative and give you something to look forward to as we look forward to Terry's group. So let's jump right in. Little bit about Norwegian. So believe it or not, fun fact, Norwegian Cruise Line was actually the first major cruise line operator to offer leisure passenger cruises as far back as 1966. We were actually the first. So we are definitely trailblazers and innovators in the industry. The first to offer round trip Caribbean cruises from Miami. And our headquarters are based in Miami, Florida. And we're actually one of 3 brands as far as our parent company. So you have Norwegian Cruise Line, as well as our sister companies, Oceania and Regent. So we're 3 brands under one umbrella. And we've been doing this for a long time. In terms of size, we're the 3rd largest cruise operator, behind, of course, Carnival being first, second Royal Caribbean Group, and then 3rd being Norwegian in terms of market share or the size of our fleet. But we are a mighty fleet, and we have actually the youngest ships in the industry, which is pretty cool. So we sail to over 300 destinations all over the world. I actually have to update the slide because we are 17. We just introduced our 18th ship to the fleet with Norwegian Prima, brand new class of ship for Norwegian, which we're really excited about. So we're actually a fleet of 18 ships. And we offer cruises in a wide variety and a wide range, from 3-day short cruises to some extraordinary journey getaways, which are even up to 20, 30 plus day sailings when you put all of the back-to-back segments together. So we've got some great destination offerings. And we cruise everywhere, all around the world. We have cruises that literally touch all 7 continents. Now, we don't have cruises leaving from Antarctica, but on some of those southern South America itineraries where they go down as far south to the edge of the world, we have some excursions which actually technically do touch Antarctica. So we can say we do have cruises that do touch all 7 continents. But no matter where you're looking to go, we've got a great product and a great ship for you. I just want to call out one specific one itinerary that really sets Norwegian apart from our competitors, is our cruises in Hawaii. So believe it or not, Norwegian Cruise Line, we're the only cruise line, or the only cruise ship that operates in Hawaii that's a U.S. flagged vessel. So it's a bit unique, because every other cruise ship out there is always flagged to another country outside of the United States, probably for tax reasons. But with Pride of America, that's our ship that operates in Hawaii year-round, full-time. It's 3/4 U.S. staff. Now, the reason for that is it gives us the convenience to be able to sail 7-day round trip from Honolulu without having to go to a foreign port. Because any other cruise line that has a foreign flagged ship, they must touch a foreign port before coming back to the US. Well, we kind of get around that with the Pride. So that's, again, if you've ever been to Hawaii or looking to go to Hawaii, look up Norwegian Pride of America. We offer a spectacular itinerary, and no one can do it like us. Now, to talk a little bit about the onboard experience, what we're really known for, I'd say what our calling card is freestyle cruising, the freestyle experience. And it's something that we introduced back in 2000. And over the course of time, I guess, like they say, imitation is the highest form of flattery, because other cruise lines have sort of adopted this in certain ways and shapes and have called it different things. But our ships are purpose built for freestyle, in the sense that, we don't have a regimented schedule for our guests, meaning, we don't assign you an early or a late time for dinner. We don't assign your seating. You don't have to get dressed up if you don't want to. We don't have a formal, a formal dress up night. It's a relaxed, casual dress code, so you can eat where you want, sit with who you want, and again, just enjoy that vacation on your own terms without having to be bound by a specific schedule. Now, when you're traveling in a group, keep in mind you are able to make group dining reservations. So I don't want to dismiss that in its entirety, but you have that freedom and flexibility to sort of design your itinerary at your own pace. And now, one of my favorite aspects, and I hope for many of you that are on this call, in terms of cruising, of course, is the culinary experience, the dining. Not just Norwegian, but I think the industry in general has just made leaps and bounds over the past several years, past few decades. I'm really offering a great experience, a great culinary experience, and Norwegian Cruise Line is definitely up there in terms of the quality of our dining. So on our ships, we have a wide variety of complimentary dining options that are going to be already included in your cruise fare, ranging from our main dining rooms, the buffet stations, 24-hour grab and go casual items, lots of different stuff. But in addition to, we also have specialty dining restaurants, right? So we've got restaurants with different flavors from around the world. And I know I have some more slides further on as we look at the Norwegian Escape to kind of give you some context on that. But we have great options, both complimentary and then with specialty. And, like I mentioned before, there's no fixed dining times, so it is freestyle. And what's neat about some of our newer ships, including Norwegian Escape, is we do offer seating now outside. You can dine al fresco on one of the outdoor seatings in several of the restaurants, which is really cool. And like I said, you can either get dressed up or go casual, either way. And in terms of activities, so we've lots of really cool innovations. Although I have to preface by saying, unfortunately, there is not a racetrack on the Norwegian Escape, because the racetrack did not come until the ships that were built after Escape. Not to take anything away from the Escape, it's still a beautiful ship, but the electric go-kart racetrack is on the Norwegian Bliss, Joy, Encore, and most recently Norwegian Prima. But think about that. That's a really cool feature, having an electric go-kart racetrack at the back of a cruise ship. Who would have thought that, 10, 20 years ago? So it's a really, really cool, neat experience. Then, of course, for those that like to get pampered and relaxed, make sure you check out the Spa Thermal Suite, which is available on Norwegian Escape. So we've got a beautiful facility with the plunge pools, the stone massage chairs. There's a salt room. There's all different types of treatments that are available. So definitely the spa is a big hit on our ships. And then, of course, bars and lounges. I mean, did you know that when you book a Norwegian cruise, and I know this is the case for Terry's group that's being put together, is that you have the option of selecting a all-inclusive drink package, the beverage package. So we've got a wide variety of bars and lounges where you can order your favorite cocktail, beer, or a glass of wine that's priced $15 and under, and lots of different options for our guests. And of course, no cruise ship is complete without its casino, right, with Vegas style gaming. So that is always available. And then, of course, great port shopping. And then for the families, so if you have multi-generational young kids and adolescents, we do have a comprehensive youth program, and it's broken up into different age groups, right? So we've got the Guppies program, which is 6 months to 3. Then you have Splash Academy, which is 3 to 12. Entourage, which is our teen area, 13 to 17. And we offer group sitting as well as a kids aqua park. And then what goes hand in hand with dining, of course, is the entertainment. And, the shows on cruise ships, I mean, it's come such a long way. And Norwegian, we actually partner with some really exciting brands and Tony Award winning entertainment. So usually each ship will have like a signature show, and it's a full production that was literally taken off of Broadway and put onto the cruise ship. So we've got a combination of branded entertainment as well as in-house original entertainment. And, there's a variety between your Broadway hits and exclusive shows. We have live music, there's theme parties, We also have a nice roster of comedians, right, that will come on and do comedy shows in the comedy club. So this picture here is Kinky Boots, which is featured on the Norwegian Encore. It's a Tony Award-winning show. On some of the other ships, we also offer Jersey Boys, Footloose, and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, just to name a few. And that's included in your cruise fare, I might add. So that's definitely a good value. So here's a quick summary of the itinerary for Terry and Lauren's group. So the Fun Getaway, Norwegian Escape, April the 23rd, 2023. So this is a round trip sailing out of Miami, 7 days, Sunday to Sunday. And it's a really nice mix in terms of port days and sea days. So you get that nice balance. So you've got your days at sea where you can enjoy, you know, all of the activities and amenities that the ship has to offer, but at the same time, you can enjoy your time in port in the Eastern Caribbean. And so you got, you know, let's see, leave Miami on Sunday. Monday is a nice relaxing day at sea. And then you got 3 ports in a row: Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, the British Virgin Islands. A nice relaxing day at sea on the way back. And then one of my personal favorite ports is Great Stirrup Cay, or Key, depending on the right way to pronounce it. But Great Stirrup Cay is actually Norwegian's private island experience, which is really cool. So it's situated in the Bahamas. It's a beautiful island day. I wish I had a slide just to kind of give you a visual, but that's certainly one of our guests' favorites. So definitely one to keep an eye out on. And so let's talk a little bit about the Norwegian Escape. Let's get to know the ship a little bit. So Norwegian Escape was built in 2015. Guest capacity is just over 4,000, about 4,200 and change guests at full capacity. It's got a crew of 1,700, and she boasts 20 different deck levels. So she is definitely an impressive ship. She was actually the first ship in the Breakaway Plus class, which we have 3 other sister ships that were built between 2015 and 2019. And remember when I said before, Norwegian, we have the youngest fleet at sea. So when you take all of our ships and you divide them by the ship age, it's in the single digits. So our ships are actually younger than our major competitors, such as Carnival and Royal. So that's kind of something that we like to boast about, having the youngest fleet at sea. And here's a nice picture here of the top deck with the aqua park and the pool area. So let's look at some of those activities. So we have, of course, the thrilling water slides. And then at the back of the ship, we actually have this really cool ropes course, which features a zip line. And if you can kind of see, I know you can see it in this picture in the bottom left, there's someone that's walking across that plank. I know here too on the bottom right. So there's actually like an 8-foot plank that extends over, like out over the side of the ship that you can walk on, of course, while you're strapped to a safety harness. But it's pretty cool because you can do that while the ship is actually moving and take a really cool picture. So that's definitely for the active thrill seekers. But that's just one of many activities on board, including we have miniature golf as well, which is up on deck 20. And then, of course, for our family-friendly activities, we have an arcade, and this is just a visual of the youth program, the different setups between the Guppies, Splash Academy, and then, of course, the Entourage, which is the teen area. And then, of course, some additional onboard amenities. We have our casino. There's another shot, of course, of Mandara Spa, Pulse Fitness Center. So some of us, when we go on vacation, we like to stay in shape and work out. I'm definitely not one of them. You won't catch me there. But if you do want to keep up with the routine, we have a world-class state-of-the-art fitness facility. And then, of course, we have this on the top right is Vibe Beach Club, which is an 18 and over adults only area. So if you want to go somewhere a little more secluded, no kids, this is a really nice area. There's hot tubs, there's large chasers, covered seating. The Vibe Beach Club, actually, there is a cost. We sell passes either for the week or daily passes. So it's a way to kind of keep the capacity controlled. So there's, it's not an overcrowded area, but this is definitely a favorite amongst our guests. Okay, let's look at some of the complimentary dining options. So we have our main dining rooms. That first picture there was the Manhattan, which is our larger main dining room space. But then we also have 2 other smaller dining room spaces. So you've got the Manhattan room, and then you've got Taste and Savor, which are 2 like smaller intimate dining venues. Oh boy, these slides are moving quick. Let me go back a little bit. Let's look at that again. So the Manhattan room, which is really nice, and it features like a large dance floor, and it's situated all the way at the back of the ship. So you can kind of see the sunset at night, which is really cool. And then let's see. There we go. Now the slide should start changing again. So we got the Manhattan room, then Savor, which is one of two of the smaller intimate dining rooms, Savor and Taste. So those are all complimentary. And then we have O'Sheehan's, which is our 24-hour casual eatery. So that's more of like a grab and go. They've got a great breakfast menu, but they're open all night. So like, let's say you go to the show, you go to the nightclub, and then you're feeling a little hungry late at night. Definitely go and try the chicken wings. Highly recommend it at O'Sheehan's. And then we have, of course, the Garden Cafe, and we have the Haven Restaurant. Now, the Haven Restaurant is specific to guests that are staying in the Haven, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we look at some of the accommodations. But I hope that gives you kind of a sense for just the multitude of different dining options. And now we're going to look at specialty. So we have Cagney's, which is our signature steakhouse, which is comparable to, let's say, a Ruth Chris or Capitol Grill. Very upscale steakhouse, one of my personal favorites. And keep in mind, the specialty restaurants do have an added charge, right? So they're a la carte restaurants. But one of the perks, Terry, I'm going to mention this, because I know you have, it's part of the group amenity package. But when you book into Terry's group, you'll have the option of picking the amenities, which will include 2 nights of specialty dining, right? So you'll be able to go to at least 2 specialty dinings included during your 7-day cruise, which is cool. So we got Cagney's, again, which is our signature steakhouse. We have, let's see, I know this is going to move quick. Let's see what we got here. La Cucina, which is our family style Italian. We have Moderno, which is our Brazilian churrascaria, where they serve the meats tableside. Le Bistro, upscale French. So we got escargot and duck. Bayamo, which is a great restaurant with seafood. And then Food Republic, another favorite. So that's really good for sushi and a wide range of international cuisine. And lastly, teppanyaki, which is our Japanese style hibachi, similar to like a Benihana's. So as you can see, I mean, there's literally more restaurants than there are days in the week. So when you take this cruise, you might not get to eat everywhere, on that 7-day trip, which means you're going to have to come back so you can try some of the others that you missed, right? So again, great options there. And we're going to look at some more bars and lounges, because remember, we're going to get that all-included beverage package. And now I can see all the different bars that I can go to order my favorite drink. So whether it's the whiskey bar, we have Sugarcane, where they make really great mojitos, mixed bar. And then I think I have a slide here. One of my personal favorites is the District Brew House. Oh, we have the Cellars, the wine room. There it is, the District Brew House. So we have over 25 different beers on draft. Right, so we have a tap room. They do music and entertainment in the evenings, and all those venues, with the drink package, it's going to be included. So there'll be no extra charges there, which is nice. Entertainment. So again, that goes hand in hand with great dining, and so we've got a multitude of great shows on Norwegian Escape, ranging from our main production show After Midnight, which is set like in the Prohibition era, the 1920s, the roaring 1920s, which is just a lot of fun, a lot of music, a lot of energy. We have here, Oh, Howl at the Moon. So it's a dueling piano bar, which is really cool. So we have our entertainers that, they'll be playing piano. Guests will be bringing them, a beer or a couple of shots here and there, and they just kind of go off and they sing a lot of really great bar tunes. And it's just a lot of fun for our guests. And then, of course, I mentioned the comedy club. So we'll have a rotating list of comedians with different shows, family friendly. And then, later in the evening, they'll do more of like an adult theme show. So, there's something, what's great about our ships is there's something always happening, always going on. And like I mentioned with the freestyle aspect, you won't have to worry about, okay, I got to go to dinner for the early seating so I don't miss the show, because the shows will be on, the main production show is on 4 different nights throughout the cruise. So you can kind of pick and choose like what you want to do. And once you're booked, actually, so I don't forget to mention this, once you're booked, you can make reservations for the dining, for the restaurants, as well as your entertainment at 120 days prior to the cruise. So 4 months out. So if we're going April 23rd, that's going to open up, oh gosh, at the end of December. So that's 4 months before. So it's just something to keep in mind. So you can do that on our website. And we also have the Cruise Norwegian mobile app, which you can download to your smart device, where you can start making your reservations ahead of time, which is nice. All right, so now I'm going to transition and talk about the accommodations. And the really nice thing about Norwegian is we really have we feel we've got a great range of accommodations that really fit, our guests' configuration, whether you're a family with multiple children and you need connecting cabins, or maybe a suite with more than one bedroom. We've got it all, that'll fit all configurations and all budgets. So I'm going to start from the top and then work my way down. I mentioned a little bit earlier about the Haven restaurant. So the Haven by Norwegian, this is sort of like our suite product. So it's like our ship within a ship type of experience. So the Haven is all the way at the top of the ship, and it's a complex of our suites and penthouses that share a common area. As you see pictured here, this is the Haven courtyard on the Norwegian Bliss, which is a sister to the Escape. So it would look similar on the Escape as well. But all of these suites have, exclusive amenities. It's a private venue, so it's key card access to get into. But all the guests that stay in the Haven get, expedited check-in, escorted onto the ship. They get butler, concierge service, a lot of high touch points throughout the cruise. You also have a private restaurant, a private bar, the concierge desk. So again, it's like that small ship luxury feel, but yet you're one step away from all the activities and bells and whistles that the big ships have to offer. And so there's numerous suites and penthouses that range from, 2 to 8 guests per suite. So this here is a picture of our deluxe owner suite, which has beautiful panoramic, views, floor to ceiling. I think that's probably at the front of the ship. So you get some of the best views, right? You get a better view, I think, than the bridge itself or where the officers are. And then of course, not to discount the rest of the accommodations, because we've got a wide range. So we offer interior cabins, ocean views with a porthole or a large window. We have our balcony cabins. We also have our club balcony cabins. And believe it or not, so for many years as a traveler, let's say if I was a single solo traveler, I was sort of at a disadvantage, because when it comes to pricing for a cruise, and this is not just Norwegian, this is everybody. If I want to sail alone, I end up having to pay for 2 because it's based on double voyage fare. So if the cruise is, $500 per person and I'm going by myself, I got to pay $1,000 per person, which kind of stinks. So we've introduced a new concept or a new category, which is the studio cabin, which is priced and designed specifically for solo travelers. So if anyone in this group is a solo traveler, just know that we have an option. Or if someone that's maybe thinking about joining this group, but they're going to travel on their own, or they don't have someone to partner with, that the studio could be a great offer. And I think I've got a slide on the studio. Yeah, we're going to look at some of these stateroom categories here. So, well, I'm going to start with the interior cabin. So this is our best value cabin. I was reviewing Terry's group's inventory, and I know we've got a couple of insides in there. So it's your best value cabin. Depending on the category, it can accommodate between 2 and 4 passengers. So in this picture here, you can see there's that bed that's on the wall. So that actually folds out kind of like a bunk bed. So that would sleep 3, that would be a triple. And if it was a quad where it would sleep 4, you'd see that one on the other side of the wall. So, it's quaint. It's for those folks that aren't going to spend a lot of time in their cabin, they just want to be on the ship. This is a great option. But of course, if you're like me, if I go to sleep in an inside cabin, I'm never waking up, because when you close the door and the lights are off, it's pitch black no matter what time of the day it is. I need some light to come in to help me wake up in the morning. So of course, our balcony is great because you'll have your own private veranda. So balconies, of course, accommodate up to 4 passengers. And you've got a nice, more space. Obviously, you've got a pull-out sofa bed for the extra 3rd or 4th guest, and then your bathroom setup. Now, there's balcony, and then we have something called a club balcony. And I know Terry's got some club balconies in her group allotment as well. So the club balcony is a little bit of a step up from the balcony in terms of space. So it's a larger size cabin. You still get that veranda. But I think where you really see the difference is in the bathroom. So in the club balcony bathroom, it's a double sink. So it's a wider bathroom. And you also have a normal bathtub that you can step into or take a bath. So that's one key difference, right? Because the balcony will just have like a walk-in shower, a little bit smaller, whereas you get a full tub in the club balcony. So a slightly larger cabin. Oh, and then best of all, you get a couple of extra perks. You'll get, a bottle of bubbly, some treats in your cabin. You'll get laundry service one time throughout the cruise. So they'll give you a bag where you can do dry cleaning service. And then remember I said the reservations will open up at 120 days out. for everybody. Well, if you're in a club balcony, it opens up at 125 days. So you get a 5-day advantage when pre-booking dining and entertainment. And then just to kind of go back to what I was talking about with the studio cabins. So those are our solo cabins, which again, it's an interior cabin, but you'll see it actually has like a porthole looking window, but it's sort of like a frosted glass with blinds, so no one can really see in. But I think it's just more for aesthetics. But this is really a neat cabin. I've stayed in a studio, I think it's been twice now. So anytime we have to cruise for work to like attend a conference, they're not going to give up a balcony for an employee, right? They're putting me in the studio, but I have no complaints because the studio, it's a great cabin. Perfect use of functional space. You've got your little closet area, a small walk-in shower, you have your separate toilet area. And again, for a single solo traveler, it hits the spot. So studios are not part of Terry's group, or any group for that matter, because studios cannot be part of a group block, but we could get a price on it for you at whatever time it's being booked, and we can move it over to the group. Oh, and I've got a couple of more pictures here of the Haven just to kind of share with you. So you can see some of the, the bathroom and the staterooms of some of the different penthouses and suites. As you can see, it looks very modern, very, with the different colors, the earthy tones. So it's got a very nice look and feel. That's the Haven restaurant. And the Haven courtyard with pool. All right, so we're winding down. So this is sort of towards the end. I just want to cover some different cruise deals and special offers. I was talking about that drink package earlier, as well as specialty dining. So, one of the things that separates Norwegian Cruise Line from the other cruise line carriers, or let me not say that, we were the first to do this, and I know some of them are offering something similar, but we were the first to introduce what we call our free at sea promotion. So where we offer our guests, upfront value adds in the form of the open bar drink package, the specialty dining experience, free shore excursions in the way of a shore excursion discount credit, Wi-Fi. On certain sailings, extra guests like third and fourth in the same cabin would go free. And then, of course, we have an airfare promotion right now as well, free airfare for the second guest. Although if everyone here is in Florida, I suppose you could take advantage of it if you wanted to, if you were flying from like the Orlando area down to Miami, or if you're from out of state. So you can check in with Terry on that to get a price on our airfare, because we have a pretty nice air promotion where you buy air for the first guest and then you get it free for the second guest. So that's our free at sea. And that is actually built into Terry's group. So you'll be able to take advantage of that and select that as well. I mentioned the specialty dining, you get 2 nights of specialty dining included. That would be part of that. And, Terry will kind of walk you through that as you go through the booking process. Now, I'm going to mention this. So, at the time that you're ready to book, typically you would put down a cruise deposit, right? So let's just say it's a cabin for 2 people. The deposit would normally be $250, and that would hold your cabin until your final payment, which is 120 days prior to the cruise. But we have another option. Well, first, let me start by saying that $250 deposit is refundable up until before final payment. So in case something changed, or you're not going to be able to go anymore, whatever it is. So if you book today, you'd still have a couple of months before your final payment is due, and you could always get that money back if need be. But we want you to be aware that we also have this promotion called Cruise First. So if you're not yet booked, you can actually purchase a certificate. So it's actually $150 that you would pay. So that's the great news, right? So it's actually $150 down. Norwegian will match that, and we add $150. So we give you a coupon voucher that's worth $300. So I've just doubled my money, right, in one day. Better than what I'm going to get in the stock market right now. But so that $300 voucher, you can then apply as your deposit, and that $300 comes off of the balance of your cruise. So in a weird way, you could say that this certificate is actually a way to save $150 off the cruise, right? I pay $150, NCL gives me $300, I put $300 on it. So now the catch is, right, there's always a catch. Well, the catch is once you buy the certificate, it's yours. Meaning, if you apply it to this cruise, but then you later have to cancel for some reason, when you cancel it, the coupon just goes back to your client ID, client account, and then you can use it on something else. Whereas the normal deposit, if I had to cancel, I just get a regular refund back to my credit card. But once I buy the certificate, I own it. So I'm going to either use it on this cruise or I'll get it back and use it on another cruise. So it's sort of like, I guess you could say it's a non-refundable deposit. But again, if you know you're going to take this trip and you want to save some extra money off the cruise, it's something worth looking into. And Terry will be happy to, walk you through that. Cruise first. And latitudes. So for those, I know Laura Lee mentioned that she sailed with us before. So Laura Lee is a Latitudes member with us, and we have it's a tier system similar to other cruise lines. So it starts from bronze, and then you move up through the tiers from bronze, silver, gold, platinum, platinum plus, sapphire, ambassador. So as the more often our guests cruise with us and accumulate points, and the points are based on the length of the cruise or the stateroom type that you book. So if you're booking, haven cabins and balconies, you're going to get more points, and that will give you more perks and benefits, between discounts with booking, discounts on board, extra dining in the restaurants, all sorts of stuff. So if you have not cruised with us yet before and you do take this trip, you'll be automatically enrolled in the Latitudes program upon completion of your first NCL cruise. And lastly, my last slide. So I just want to say that it's a pleasure to work with Roseboro Travel. I've been working with them for quite some time now, especially throughout COVID and the pandemic. Their trusted advisors are great partners of ours. They've been working with Norwegian Cruise Line for a number of years, and just some of the added benefits of working with a travel advisor such as Terry from Roseborough is having that expertise, because they work with Norwegian so often. They're going to help save you time and money, especially with this exclusive group booking. We've got some great prices with the group that you're not able to get directly through Norwegian. Your one-stop experience, personalized service, customer advocate, and of course, unbiased recommendations. So make sure if you're interested in moving forward and getting some information that you can reach out to Terry and Lauren, if she's here on the call, I'm not sure, but definitely Terry. And we love Roseboro Travel. I know Roseboro Travel loves Norwegian, and we just look forward to inviting you to join us on this group next April. And I think that's my portion, but of course I'm going to stick around and answer some questions. What are we, 7:30? That wasn't too bad. I figured I was going to talk for about 30 minutes. So I hope I covered enough.
I can't wait to go. It was incredible. So we're looking.
Yay.
Yeah, Lauren is actually in the middle of traveling. She was going to be joining us, but she has quite a few people who are going to be joining us on the cruise. So she's going to share the video with them. So thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'll put it back to our view. And I would love to open it up to questions. You can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can type in the chat box is another way. So feel free.
I'm also, Chris, I'm going to just let everybody have my phone number if you want to contact me directly, so I can go over anything with you, what other, questions and whatever. And as far as even pricing and all that kind of stuff, I can go through that with you individually. But my phone number is 386-337-0189. And if you have any questions, you can call me anytime. I mean, maybe not 3 o'clock in the morning, but call me anytime. I'm more than happy to help.
Awesome. 386-337-0189. Okay, I put it in the chat box too.
Appreciate it. So
Sure.
does anyone have any questions? You did such a good job. There's no questions.
Oh gosh, thank you.
She's mute.
Oh, are you mute, Laura Lee? Hold on. Let me see if I
Yes.
can get her unmuted. Sorry about that.
Yes, yourself.
You have to unmute it because it won't let me unmute.
Okay, I think I'm free. I'm free.
Hey,
All
there-
right.
there she is.
So you'll just send us an email later with all the different categories and prices?
Sure, absolutely. And if you have any questions, we can talk. So
Okay, yeah, and depending on roommate share thing, Chris, I might want to check out a studio, so I'll make sure Terry knows.
Oh, excellent. Perfect. Yes. Yeah, the studios are on deck 10 and 11 or 11 and 12, and there's about 75 to 80 of them total. And I forgot to mention one thing about the studios, that you'll have access to the studio lounge.
Yep,
Which is
that's
only
what I want to check out.
Okay, cool.
I'm a former
Yeah.
travel agent, dear.
Oh, excellent. All right. Oh, Terry, I forgot to mention. So I wanted to offer an extra perk for those that are attending tonight. And I know this is being recorded, so we might have some others that watch the video. So if you all decide to sign up and book this, and I'll give you, what's today? No, September the I'll give it to the end of the month. We'll just keep it open until September 30th. I'm gonna add an extra night of dining to everybody that books, so that they would get the 2 nights as part of Terry's group package, but I'll throw an extra night in there, so you get 3 nights total, which I think is a nice mix, because
Really
specialty
nice.
dining is great, but our complimentary dining is just as good too. So it's nice to sort of try, a variety. So I'm going to do an extra night of dining, and then I'm going to put some treats in your cabin, about a 6-pack of bottled water, some chocolate truffles, a nice bottle of wine as a thank you for joining. So that offer will be, it's on the record, right? I'm being recorded. So I'm going to honor that for bookings, if we make bookings by the end of September. So over the next couple of weeks.
Right, that we really appreciate that. Every little perk is always
Yeah,
appreciated. So
certainly.
yeah, love that.
And I'm coming from Pensacola, so the flight might be a good idea, Chris.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So it'd be actually, Pensacola might be a gateway, or if you go out of Tampa. I don't know if that's.
No, I'm
far.
all the way up by Alabama. If not,
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry. Pensacola. I'm thinking of. Oh gosh, yeah. I need to get my sort of geography. Pensacola. That would be potentially a gateway. How are you far from
Mobile
Mobile?
might.
I was just gonna say Mobile, and that flight will probably be pretty cheap. Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Easy.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Thank you.
Any other
Good
questions?
job.
Thank you.
Well, like I said, feel free to call me if you have any questions through the week. Happy to go over things with you, get you any, if you have any special requirements or anything like that. We're always really good as far as working with people and making sure that we all just have a really good time in April, because it's going to be a fun trip. So we're looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't get any questions about COVID policy. And I forgot to mention that too. I would say a lot has been changing, a lot has been evolving, but the good news, the great news is that I'd say things are so much more normal than I think than I expected they would be at this point. But just as an FYI today, so if you're vaccinated, you can cruise and not have to take a pre-cruise test. If you're unvaccinated, you can cruise, but you have to do a COVID test within 2 days of sailing, which is kind of ironic because vaccinated can get it too, right? So depending on where you are in that spectrum. So we're welcoming all guests, which is nice, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. There are certain itineraries, for example, cruises that will stop in Canada, Bermuda, Greece. There's certain countries where unvaccinated still can't go to yet, but for the most part in the Caribbean, it's pretty much open. Now, I say that cautiously because, the policies of today may change between now and April, but I can only think that by then it'll probably be much closer to normal. You know what I mean? So it's been quite the journey that these past couple of years, as you can imagine, especially for Terry and those that are in this industry. So I coming from an insider, I can tell you things are really looking up, just the way, especially the past couple of months, it's been like it felt like 2020, 2021, it was just moving at a snail pace. And now it's just like light speed. And, the demand for cruising, I don't think has ever been better. I think we had a company record in the month of August for the most bookings, and up until that point, 2019 was the best year. And we're starting to see the trends getting even better than that. So we're back, baby. Cruising is back.
Also too, I think I know you guys have protocols and stuff, like as far as safety for that is concerned, it's like it's one of the cleanest places you can go is on the cruise. So, and
and the cruise lines, us included, we're doing it even before COVID, right? I mean, the sanitation of the ships, and we're always under the cruise ships are always under the microscope compared to other forms of like travel and entertainment. I mean, it's definitely not a double standard. You know what I mean? Like compared to like concerts and movie theaters and all that kind of stuff. So,
which is so important. So
yeah, definitely. So.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end the call. And thank you so much, Chris, again. And thank you, everybody, for attending. And if you have any questions, I can be reached at 386-337 0189. And have a great week. We'll
Thank
talk
you,
to
everybody. Take care.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Terry.
much.